That's all I want. And I can't be that anymore, and it bothers me. You want to believe that I love being looked up to and worshiped. I don't want to be worshiped. I just want people to say, hey, what's up, Michael? How you been? That's it. I don't want to be looked up at, and I won't let anybody look down. That's how I carry myself. I live my life just like that. And some of you are doing this, trying to refine your future self, so that way you can be some kind of character online, some kind of influencer, some kind of celebrity. And you might be. And you might do things differently. You might be well-rounded, down-to-earth person. That'd be great. That'd be a very wholesome thing to see. I would be a fan of that. That's what I'm trying to cultivate. But don't let it get twisted. That same person is still going to have confidence through the fucking roof. And if they're honest and they're asked, hey, how do you feel about trading this? Do you ever have any anxiety about trading? No. There isn't a trading day out there that I can't walk out there and say, I'm going to take this and I'm leaving with it and you can't fucking stop me. Now think about that. That sounds unheard of, right? But I'm demonstrating that in live streams. I'm showing you where it's going to go to. And that's the beginning building blocks. But if you take these case studies where you simply watch price action, and you don't know in your present state, if you just began to learn how to do this stuff, you don't know where it's going. You're guessing at everything that's going on, and you're trying to apply an indicator or somebody else's logic while I'm talking about what price is going to do. And what I'm telling you it's doing it. And you're not retaining anything except for, I didn't get anything from this. When I see comments and I leave a post on my community post on my YouTube channel, I'll say, what did you learn in this live stream? I usually got about 3 or 4 people that say nothing. And I block them. I'll never see their comments again because that's a fucking idiot. Okay? If you ever left that, I want you to know I'm calling you an idiot. You're a fucking idiot because I'm laying down things that if you're paying attention, they repeat every day. So to me, you're a joke. Anybody that says that they're not getting anything from it simply is an idiot. Or you're just a hateful piece of shit that has all of this attention placed on what I'm teaching in our community, and it's overshadowing you. And you're just trying to poke and be vindictive. And it's sad. You don't need to do that stuff. You're not going to change me. You're not going to stop other people from wanting to learn this. The cat's out of the bag. It's a phenomenon now. It's global. And all I want to do is ask your permission collectively as a community is just let me step down like a CEO. I don't want to be the face. I just want to hey, look, I'm thankful that Michael released this stuff, but stop trying to make me a celebrity all the time. I don't want that. I do want to see who comes up out of all this, and I want to see them, whether they be male or female, to do it better than I did. That means don't have all these chest ups to other people. I do it for fun. I did it for marketing initially because it was all upside for me. I simply wanted to go out there and draw a crowd. So I knew either one, I would be entertained by it, or the social experiment that I started on Baby Pips was going to produce something. And while I do have students that are profitable, I don't have an ICT 2.0. And that's what I wanted to see. Because the things I taught initially, the old stuff, where I was talking about support resistance, where I was talking about indicators and MACD and this and stuff, that's exactly how I started. So I was producing the same climate, the same environment, in the same order that I went through to see if I could create that same magic that happened at who I am today. And it was unfortunate that I was hoping it was going to happen, but nothing happened like that. I have profitable students. I have wildly profitable students, but I don't have an ICT 2.0. And I'm hoping that Caleb will allow me, if he listens to me, he'll have the greatest advantage of doing it. But there's no guarantee. Everybody has their own problems that they have to wrestle with. I don't know. I'm not inside my son's head. I don't know if he's going to have, he's had a bout of anxiety one time when he had a job at, I don't know where he was, but he clammed up, just couldn't function, and they had to send him home. It was just simply an anxiety attack. But you don't want to go into the marketplace looking for a feel-good replacement for generalized stress. Generalized stress is you had a rough day at work, you had a flat tire, you had a blowout in your relationship, a fight, you hurt yourself, you got sick. All these things are triggering. They make you want to do something other than what you're feeling at that moment. Men are usually very, very quick to jump in here and I need to feel good about something. And our currency in the world, we think is, I gotta look stronger. I gotta look faster and more formidable and scary to the rest of the guys. I gotta be intimidating. No, you don't. No, you don't. I watched some joker leave a post when I had put the invitation to come to this Twitter space. He said, somebody find that video where he said he's never going to do another Twitter space, and he was crying. I love the fact that your little dick energy thinks that that's some kind of a fucking character flaw. I ain't seen anybody else out there that was open enough to show their real emotions, because I've went through shit that would break your fucking bitch ass. You would never be able to go through what I went through. So put up them videos. The only thing that's going to do is show people that I give a fuck. I give a fuck. I'm not out here panhandling, buy my $200 course, buy my $300 fucking course, repackage this, repackage that. I'm laying down a lifetime of wisdom for free. And I already know it works. And I have students all around the world that are using it, and it's helping them. And they're going to learn how to balance themselves better today. How to focus on things and not try to use the economy of replacement approach of taking a bad day, feeling anxiety, feeling sick, I had a bad day at work, or I didn't get the promotion I was expecting. Something that just doesn't give you a feel-good, sense of accomplishment. Men will go into the trading account and try to do this and replace it with winning money. And it need only be $100. Hey, it's $100. I feel better today. I mean, $100. I can go out there and I can make $100. That's better than walking down the street and finding a $100 bill in front of you, right? I mean, who's going to look at that $100 and say, man, fuck you, I ain't picking you up. But in men's eyes, we think that, hey, I know how to trade. And yes, I hate my fucking job. And yes, my girlfriend's mad at me because I didn't remember our birthday as a relationship, our anniversary, whatever it is when you call it. Men, try to find a way to anchor your marriage on a day that you will never forget. That's why I chose Valentine's Day. I know it's cliche. I know it's kind of like boring, but guess what? I generally don't do well with remembering dates. Like, I love my kids, but sometimes I have to ask my wife, when were they born? And she gets mad if I don't know their weight or what time they're like. Women will never forget that shit. But that's why they're helpmeets for us. They have that capacity where we are the go out and get, and they are the stay home and keep. And that's why they're better traders. You don't want to change that composition as a female. And I know some of you out there think that there's more than two sexes, and don't leave me the bullshit because I'm just going to block you. I haven't blocked anybody since I've been back here, but if you give me that bullshit woke stuff, I'm blocking. I don't give a fuck what you think, okay? But there's a male and there's a female. And in trading, the females are better traders. Because if they have that nesting approach, as they are as women, they don't take crazy risks. They want to keep what they have, and if they can get more, they're trusting their other half to do that. That's the relationship. That's what's been torn down. Men, we think that we have to be fucking Superman, and we got to go out and do more than what's necessary. And you bring that same misguided logic to your trading. I got to do more than this other guy did. I got to do more than I did yesterday, or I'm not progressing. I got to replace this bad feeling. I'm going to probably get canned. I'm probably going to get fired. My girlfriend saw this other guy's car. We were out on a date, and I kept watching. She was looking at his car. She probably would go out with him if he gave her the time of day. I got to really, really do well. I got to do fast. I got to impress her. If you feel that way about that woman or that man, you're probably with the wrong person. Because if they're not constantly telling you, you know what? I am happy that I have you. And you don't need to do all these other things, because the time that you spend with me, I feel fulfilled doing that. Gentlemen, ladies, if you find that, you are rich. You will have the fertile ground that builds a legacy of wealth, because chances are they're not going to want to leave you. They're already with you and you have nothing. And if you build this up in front of them and you allow them to be a source of encouragement, not in the way that we were talking about earlier, where, hey, this is what I think I'm going to do, and you expect them to encourage you. They're not going to see technical analysis. They're not going to see trading and speculation. Any losing trade, a female is going to be like, is this the beginning of financial turmoil? Because they're nesting. Their capacity as a human is to protect what is theirs. They don't want to upset the household. They don't want to upset the family element. They want to keep peace. Men, we get out there and we try to tear shit up because we feel like we got to be Godzilla, stomp down on everything. Don't fuck with me and my family. That's the way it is. And we can laugh about it, or we can look at it and say, oh, this is stupid. This guy's giving dumb analogies. But this is the facts. Women are better because they think that way. How do they mess up? When they try to be a man. When they try to do things like a man. Go out there and do more than necessary. Compete. Be competitive. I want to do better than this so-and-so. And there's some toxic females on social media. You'd think they had a penis. Bigger sack than most men. Walking around talking bullshit. More foul-mouthed than I am sometimes. They're compensating. They're compensating. And some of them, if I could be honest and you give me the liberty to be able to say so, some of them are actually very attractive. And you would think, why would you even act the way you're acting? Like, you're literally a beautiful person on the outside, but you're ugly as fuck in the inside, and you're producing that from the things you speak and how you behave. So all these things are outside influences that are going to cause you to derail yourself. But you won't recognize them unless you journal them. When you place a microscope over every decision you're making and every thought that you have, when you have these things under the microscope of a journal, and you constantly encourage yourself through positive self-talk, that means if there is something that happened bad, that was an adverse response to something you did or indirectly didn't do at all, it just happened to you, like a car accident. You didn't want this truck to hit you, but you couldn't avoid it. You were sitting at a red light and they hit you. And that's a bad day. That sucks. But you couldn't have done nothing to avoid it. That's manual intervention. That's the same thing happens when you're in a trade. Everything looks like it's there, and then bam. What the hell just happened? Well, you got a taste of it. Does that mean trading, throw it out the window? No. It just means that that's why you have to have a stop loss. That's why you shouldn't over leverage. Period. Now, how's that for logic versus going out there, having no idea what's going on, putting money into an account to discover that you don't know how to trade, and now you have compounded difficulty because you lost your $100 account because you have to learn with real money. If you want to spend $100 so badly, go out there, drive around town, and find somebody that's homeless and stick that $100 bill in their fucking hand and say, you know what? Have a good day. Have a good day and get something to eat. Because you're going to have a better feeling about that than you losing that $100 discovering that you just gambled it away. And you created scar tissue as a developing student and as a trader. You now have to go through the process of digging through that painful, I got bad experience now. I have adverse response to me making these decisions with real money. And yes, it was $100. And when I put it in the account, I knew if I lost it, it shouldn't have bothered me. Because guess what? When it goes down to $25 or if it goes down to $50, you're fucking sick to your stomach. I should have never did this. I'm mad. I got to get it back. And what have you done? You've evolved into a gambler, and you're trying to do what? Replace negative with a victory that's not assured to you. And you're doing it with a clouded mind. You're doing it under stress. You have no idea how to calm yourself down. You have no idea to come out of that negative, toxic thought that you have to have it back right now. Why? Why do you need to have that loss back right now? Because you think that you are less of a person, less of a trader, you're a failure as a trader if you can't get it back right away. And that is grade A bullshit. That's bullshit. Who told you that? Who told you that you have to win that back right now because you just lost it? Nobody. But it's in your fucking head. It's in your head that you think that that's exactly what every profitable trader can do. They take a losing trade and they get it back real quick before the end of the day. That is bullshit. That's not how it works. That's how you go on tilt. That's how you blow your accounts. That's how every time I blow an account, that's exactly how it happened. I got to fix this. I feel less of a man. I feel less of a trader. I don't feel profitable. I don't feel capable. I'm not going to be successful unless I can do this. Get it right back the same day. I got to do this or I can't be successful. This will define my ability to be successful or not. If I can't get that loss back right now, I can't be successful. That's exactly what you're lying to yourself with. You're lying to yourself with that. And you believe the bullshit. You're believing it. And that is causing scar tissue. You have no idea how much harder you're making it when you place these types of constraints on yourself. You're placing much more workload on your back than is necessary to be a trader. You have no reason to think that way. Zero. But it feels right when you're doing it, and it's the wrong perspective. When you're learning and you do things wrong, and it's an adverse reaction and response, you take it home. You take it home like an orphan, like a stray dog, and you nurture it and say, you know what? It didn't work out well today. You look hungry. You need to be bathed. You need to be nurtured a little bit. And you talk positive to it. Say, you know what? I'm going to use you to feel good by doing the right things, not feel good by taking chances and gambling to fix you as a trade. I'm going to go home and teach myself that you aren't going to take me out. You're not going to break me if I have to feed you, stray animal. I can afford to give you a meal and clean you up and find you a good home or keep you as mine. How do you keep a losing trade? Doing the right things, not emotionally, not psychologically imbalanced and going, I got to do it right now, fix it. You come out of that drawdown with less risk that you did when you took the loss. What does that do? Number one, it prevents the likelihood of you having this toxic mindset about going in and fixing it right away. What do you think it feels like when you do it by risking less money and you get that loss back? It feels real good. Because now, with half the effort, half the risk, you can recover and mitigate that loss. How about that? But what happens if you take another losing trade because maybe you're still scared and it's hurt your feelings and hurt your pride, your ego is bruised. You have to hurry up and fix it because someone's going to ask you about your results. Or worst case scenario, you're making your results public.